Anyway, real quick, Kelly earned his bachelor's degree of science of human biology as a doctor of chiropractic, practicing Lenexa with a focus on health and wellness. He's a proud husband and father of 4 children. He's got a 1-week-old, right? That's right. 1 week old.
Brand new baby.
Just popped it right out. Yeah. And also, he went to St. Thomas Aquinas High School, where my daughters went, and also where Jason went, so have a lot of common things up here as well. Kelly enjoys running. Kent, can you tell he's a runner?
We've already talked about it.
I bet you have.
I'm going to hit him up for sponsorship for hearing.
Good. Reading, sharing healthy tips on his website. He's here today to encourage us to make healthy changes in our lives and it can take control of our health. So please welcome Dr. Kelly Bach.
So thanks so much for having me here today. I'm going to cut this in half. The first half, I'd like to inspire you or even just provoke you into making healthier lifestyle decisions. And for the second half, I picked out 4 kind of quirky, healthy habits that I want you guys to see that maybe you've never heard of or you've never experienced before. Healthy habits that I've made in my life that I'd like you to try for free, very importantly. And before I get going here, I'd like to just get a show of hands. Anybody in the room have a Super Bowl ring or an Academy Award? Any Super Bowl rings or Academy Awards out here? I figured that'd be shot in the dark.
Don't you have one, Alan?
Not yet.
Okay.
I say that, I ask that because we're more statistically likely to achieve one of those than we are going to make it to 65 years old without having a diagnosis of diabetes, high blood pressure, or heart disease. That's a crummy statistic. It sounds like we're all destined for illness, like disease is coming at us no matter what we do or not. And, or maybe my mom and dad had, and their mom and dad had, so I'm expecting to get it. So I'm here today to tell you that's not the case. These things are preventable with your lifestyle change. If you so choose, you need not get these in your life. And don't beat yourself up if you've already collected 1 or all 3 of the diagnoses, because they're also reversible with your lifestyle choice. So these major pathologies are responsible for shortening our lifespan and decreasing the quality of our life. We need not have it. And the how-to, the to-do list of the healthy habits to prevent these in your life and to reverse them in your life is starting to be fairly common knowledge. You can just Google, how do I reverse my heart disease? How do I reverse my diabetes? How do I lower my blood pressure naturally? And if you do a little bit of poking around, you're going to find that all of the same healthy habits that you need to change in your life are all the same for all of them. It's taking it back to what health needs to be, what it means to take care of the Lord's temple. And what's going to help for one is going to help for all 3. It's not a specific prescription for one disease or another. And so I'm not going to stick on those too long, but a lot of us probably understand that we could all do better in one area or another, be it exercise, eating healthier, getting more sleep, lowering stress in our lives. And I'm here to tell you that chiropractic adjustments can be preventative health care in the same manner that others on the list. So just to run back through real quickly, for instance, exercise. I don't mean hopping on the treadmill and clocking 30 minutes for the day, and saying, got my exercise in. I mean challenging your body, tearing some muscle, burning your lungs from cardio, break a flop sweat, challenge your body, feel alive with exercise. Eating healthy. Every time you put something in your mouth, every time you eat or you drink, you are choosing health for your life or you're choosing disease for your life. Every time you eat or drink, you're casting your vote. I vote for disease, I vote for health. And those are tallying up every day, a little bit at a time. Lowering stress. Some of my favorite ways to lower stress are exercise. I love to run. I'll be at the Rockland Parkway Half Marathon this Saturday. I love a lot of prayer. Got to have a lot of prayer in your life. And chiropractic. And also good meditation. I have different blogs on my website about all those different areas that you should check out. Sleep, I mean good natural sleep. I don't mean drug-induced comatose sleep. That's very common these days. And I don't mean 5-beer nightcap kind of sleep. I mean good natural sleep. Let you get to the REM, that rapid eye movement sleep, from the hours of 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's a choice window. If you're going to bed too late and you're missing that 10 to 2 window, obviously we need more than that. You're missing out on a large portion of what health should be. And chiropractic adjustments. I was happy to hear a lot of you probably know chiropractor and are receiving them, but maybe some of you are past due, and it's time to check in and get some work done. More than anything, I'd like you all to come see me at my practice for chiropractic care. So that's why I'm here today as well. So we all know we can do better in different areas, and it's starting to become knowledge of what we should do. So what's got to switch over in your head? What is it about it that's going to make you understand that I need to make this a priority in my life? And you know, human behavior, we're so stubborn, we're so stuck in our ways, we're so reluctant to change. You know, that's not for me, that's for the next guy. I'm fine where I'm at. We get so comfortable in our lives. And so if anything's going to change in our life, be it mental health, physical health, emotional health, in our relationships, in our jobs, in our careers, we're not going to be, nothing's going to push us to change unless it's super painful, unless we're in excruciating pain. I'm so uncomfortable, I got to get out of here. You know, and that makes you make changes in your life to get you out of the state you're in. Or you're pulled by a vision. Maybe you are comfortable, but you see something that switches in your head. You see a vision. Maybe it's someone just doing something awesome, and you're like, I could do that too. I could make the changes to do whatever that is. Or you see a friend or family member or someone who's responsible for vibrant, youthful health in their life, and they're accountable for it. You know, they keep themselves accountable for it. They practice what they preach. They've created healthy lives. You say, I can do that. I can do that too. That's a vision to pull you away from some of these things. Or maybe you have an awesome guest speaker at the SERTOMA Club, and that lights a fire within you. And you know, today's the day. You're off to the races. The trick here then, with some of the pathologies I mentioned, diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure that we're so destined to get, whether we like it or not, they can kind of creep up in your life, very ninja-like. They can kind of bite you before you even know you had it. And it can be very comfortable to fall ill with these diseases. So pain is not the instigator to change your lifestyle, to get you away from it. So you need to grab hold of a vision to pull you away from these diseases, because for the most part, it's not too uncomfortable to fall ill with some of these pathologies. Especially if you get into trouble if you went and you got some real good drugs, these amazing drugs that they're making for all of these breakthrough diseases that are coming up. And if you think about it, what those might do is just make it more comfortable for you to live with disease. And that's not what we want. We don't want you more comfortable living with the disease you have. We want to go back to the basics, back to what we know we should do to be healthy. So that gets pretty dangerous there. I've got a couple analogies that you can follow along with me, where I liken automobile and your cars to the human body. You might know the guy who treats his car just like he treats his body. Drives it right into the dirt. No upkeep, no care, you know, no investment to take good care of it. You just wake up every day. You count on your health to be there for you. You do all these wonderful things you love doing in your day. You wake up, you put the key in the ignition, you start the car, you just count on the car start. You didn't really take good care of it until one day you wake up sick as a dog and you can't do the wonderful things you love doing. You're so sick you can't golf, you're so sick you can't play with your grandkids. Or one day you didn't take care of the car, the key won't start. Or you get stuck somewhere on the road because you didn't take good care of it. Or you might know this other guy. He has a beautiful rush, and he takes outstanding care of it. All of his attention, all of his money, all of his investment time is all in this car. It's a beautiful vehicle. He left nothing for himself. He didn't take any self-care. He'll pull up to this parking space. It'll be beautiful, clean, squeaky clean. He just came from having a tune-up. He just put top-dollar gasoline in it. He put high-quality oil in it, you know, the best that money could buy. And what does he have as he climb out of the car? He's got a soda pop and a bag of chips. And he calls that lunch. He's giving himself the most nutrient-poor, bottom-line nutrition in his own body, and he's giving his vehicle the best that money can buy. Or how about this last one? So this brilliant mechanic built this car with this amazing inherent capability to control its temperature. It's got a combust gas to get up the road, generates a lot of heat. The car can cool itself so you get a few blocks down the road. The good Lord gave us an inherent capability to control our blood pressure. All the stressful things we like to do, we're able to manage. So maybe we're the first guy. We don't take care of the car, we don't take care of our bodies. We lost that inherent capability to control our blood pressure. The car lost that inherent capability to lower its temperature as it goes down the road. How silly would it be if you guys saw me rolling up to the quick trip with my car that was overheating? I walked in there, I grabbed a bag of ice, I put that on the engine and melted the bag of ice over the engine to cool it down so I get a couple more blocks up the road so I could get a couple more miles off the road. You'd probably call me a fool. How different is it? Millions and millions of Americans are going into their quick trip, their pharmacy, and they're getting their bag of ice, you know, their blood pressure medication. And so they can get a few more blocks up the road, a few more miles down the road. How is that different than a bag of ice on the car? If I was doing that with my vehicle, you would call me very foolish, and it probably wouldn't be sustainable. And yet, millions and millions of Americans are fine with doing that with health every day. And it's no different with the far-reaching pathologies. A diabetic who's stopping to get the insulin, that's their bag of ice. We lost our ability to control our cholesterol levels. Going in to get the Lipitor, that's the bag of ice. So that's the call for me to bring it back home, because you can reinstill your body's miraculous capability to heal itself and regulate itself with some of the basic lifestyle choices that you make every day. And transitioning into the second part, where I just have kind of 4 kind of quirky, healthy habits that I developed over the years. And I wanted to pick some weird ones to try to keep your attention, not talk about the basics of healthcare, but you might have coconut oil in your house already at home. If you don't, go very affordably pick up organic, unfiltered coconut oil. Take a spoonful, put it in your mouth, switch it around for about 20 minutes, and over this time, the saliva, the enzymes in your mouth are going to start breaking down the oil, and very absorptive quality becomes of the oil, and it's going to absorb bacteria, toxins, viruses, fungus from your body, not just the mouth, from your whole body into the oil. Spit that out. That is toxic now. Don't swallow that. Put that in the trash, not the sink, so you don't clog your pipes. And this has been shown to do a lot of different healthy benefits. Obviously, well, let's see, my daughter Lydia, she reminds me to do it when the coffee stains start showing up on my teeth again, because it makes it white. Oil pulling has an extensive anecdotal list of benefits. It's Ayurvedic technique, ancient Chinese kind of stuff. Detoxifying healing effect for your mouth and sinuses and the rest of the body. You might experience whiter teeth, fewer cavities, cleaner mouth, among other things. So give that one a shot. The next one, apple cider vinegar. This stuff is nasty, I promise you. And I like to think of this stuff as like a shot of whiskey. I've never enjoyed the taste of whiskey, but after I take a shot, it sure makes me feel pretty good. And so that's the same thing with this apple cider vinegar. It burns going down, but it sure does make you feel good later. And it has quite the opposite effect of the whiskey. The whiskey will bog down your liver, whereas this will be very detoxifying. And this list is endless as well. Just a shot a day is all you need. As reported in the Journal of Food Science, apple cider vinegar is antibacterial activity, blood pressure reduction, antioxidant activity, reduction in diabetes, prevention of cardiovascular disease, increased vigor after exercise. It just keeps going. I'm going to go quick. Rich in enzymes and potassium, support healthy immune system, control weight, promote digestion, pH balance. I'll stop at pH balance. We're starting to understand big C, cancer only grows in an acidic environment in our bodies. This is very alkalinizing, so it's cancer fighting, cancer prevention. If we create an alkaline environment in our body, cancer cannot grow there. Soothe dry throat, remove body toxins, maintain healthy skin, promote youthful health, soothe irritated skin, relieve muscle pain post-exercise. If you do go to the store to get that one, you want to get the one with the mother. It's murky and it's cloudy and it's unfiltered. They make filtered apple cider vinegar, probably won't have those effects, those healthy benefits for you. And some people will dilute it down in a larger drink. I think that prolongs the discomfort, so I just like to get it down to it. I did have one today. This one's kind of hippy-dippy for you. This is called grounding or erging. And let's see, those are my feet, so that's kind of weird. Just in the last 100 years, humans have physically lost contact with the earth. You could argue that figuratively we have lost contact as well. But the materials in our shoes, the plastics and the rubbers in our shoes, and then the building materials in our buildings are insulators to the Earth's abundant, free-flowing electrons. And when we touch that with our skin, we are grounded and we are reaping the benefits of the most powerful antioxidant known to man. And not until, like I said, recently with these, how modern we are today, we cut ourselves off, we detach ourselves from that abundance. And there's a couple good documentaries on this one, and a couple good books that I've read. I stole this with the documentaries. This is a picture of someone's red blood cells up very close under a microscope. Someone who has not been grounded, someone who has not touched the earth with their body in a very long time. Basically, your bare feet on grass, rock, dirt, or sand. And as you can see, you can see the blood cells are kind of agglutinated, they're inflamed, they're sick, they're not free-flowing. They only grounded this same guy for 20 minutes before they took another picture of his blood. It's so free-flowing, the inflammation has calmed, and it's just amazing just to be able to see the difference in just 20 minutes of being grounded is amazing. I like to do it after a long run. I heard all the cyclists from Tour de France, all of the really intense athletes, can recover better from all that inflammation that drum up in their body, so they'll sleep grounded for the next day. Multiple studies have shown improvement in immune system function, blood viscosity, heart rate variability, inflammation, cortisol dynamics, sleep, autonomic nervous system. Back to sleep, in the documentary, this one guy had a room full of medical equipment for sleep apnea. And after he was able to ground himself, he threw it all in a trash bag and tossed it out. It was pretty powerful to see how they did that. Autonomic nervous system balance, stress reduction. You might experience more energy, less stress, better sleep, less irritable, clear thought, less pain. And so I did go for a run this morning, and I did get my grounding in. When the ground is wet, it's more of a conductor for the electrons, so a little dew on the grass is best. Even by the ocean in the water, when there's a lot of water in the sand, that's a very potent conductor of it. And I was kind of thinking about, maybe if you would reflect on the last time your body touched the earth, and it might have been an exotic vacation to the sand when you had your shoes and socks up and you were digging your toes in the sand. And maybe even when I say the word vacation, that might be why you think of the beach, because you almost have this deep yearning for your body to be grounded again. And that's the only time in the whole year maybe you were. And thanks for your attention. There's just one more. Stick with me, everybody. This is one of my favorites, a very popular energy psychology technique, and I'm going to invite you to practice right along with me. We are going to be stimulating our own body's acupuncture meridians, just like an acupuncturist might use needles on you if you go and you see that ancient Chinese treatment. But we're just going to use our 2 fingers, and before I do much explaining, I invite you all to follow along with me. So if everyone can put 2 fingers up in the sky and bring them together and start tapping right on the top center of your head. Give it a good whack, don't bruise yourself. A few times, we're going to move to the medial eyebrow, right where your eyebrow starts. You can do either side, doesn't matter. Then we're going to go to the side of the eye, at the temple. Thanks for following along. And right under the eye, cheekbone, top lip, under the nose, only 10 points. Above the chin, below the lip, right at the collarbone where it meets the sternum. And under the armpit, about 4 inches below the armpit. And just 2 more. One is about 3 finger widths below the wrist, below the crease of the wrist. And the last one is the karate chop point, right on the side of the hand. And so now that you know your acupuncture meridians, you can go around the horn, mix and match, whichever, you don't have to go in any specific order, and you can stimulate them with your own fingertips. And you're going to clear blockages in your body's energy systems the same way acupuncture does. This is shown to help with fears, phobias, anger, grief, anxiety, depression, traumatic memories, worry, guilt, all the limiting emotions in sports and business and performing arts. And daily practice has shown a decrease in cortisol levels, a stress hormone in the body. If we're constantly on the go, constantly stressed, cortisol is too high, it wreaks havoc on all of our body systems. So that in that manner, it's very preventive in nature, just to do a little bit every day to lower the cortisol, lower the stress in your life. You can do it right when you wake up, when you brush your teeth, at the stoplight, whatever you want to work on. This clears up some really mysterious health problems, and it's self-care. You guys are armed with that arsenal now. You can treat yourself in a matter of ways with what you want to choose. So I encourage you to look up more about that too. It goes in much more detail with the EFT Tapping. And I think I'd like to raffle off a book thanks for your attention today. And I brought a good book from Dr. Mercola. And I'd like to ask for your email addresses to put you on my newsletter. And in return, I'll pull out one of those email addresses and I'll give this book away. And I don't feel bad. I'm not. I'm not worried about showing you guys how to heal yourselves, because even though you could heal yourself, which I want you to do, you will still need a good background. You still have a spine, so it's not competition for me to teach you guys how to be healthy.